Orchard Park, New York. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Chicago Bears and the Buffalo Bills. The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Buffalo offense coming out, and it is Josh Allen who's at the helm.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it. He was eager to get right back out and do it again, so I think we'll see him try to test the secondary quite a bit as this game goes on.
58's the mic. All right, T, let's start. All right, T. 58's the mic. 58's the mic.
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. That's caught by Gabriel Davis. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
What you got? Mike's
Ball on
4-2.
the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
That's trash. Mike's
Here's Allen.
run.
That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Three down.
On play action, Allen. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I like what they did there because many of the deep throws we see in the course of a game come to the outside, the perimeter of the field. In this case, they used a slot receiver to run deep downfield and tried to connect that way. Unsuccessful in that attempt. I like what they were doing.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
But they're certainly not neglecting their run duties as well as they ate up the blockers in front and allowed the secondary to get home.
And the defense, they'll spread the field, a dime package here on 3rd and 12.
Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver.
Allen. He'll dump this down to Matt Breida. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
I like the play design there. They occupied the defense downfield, everyone trying to account for someone. But unfortunately, they didn't account for the running back slipping out of the backfield. And he was absolutely unnoticed and wound up getting big yards on that play.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
That was a nice job defensively of disguising their coverage and making it difficult for the quarterback to lock in on a receiver. And it results in an incomplete pass.
All day, punt.
To throw again on 2nd down. Allen. And he'll go underneath here to Breida. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Round 80. 42's the mic. Here we go. Mike's 4-2.
Now the first carry for Zach Moss. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling that's what he said.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Meanwhile, Allen's throw going to be caught by Davis. It's been a pretty long opening drive. This will be play number 11 coming up on 3rd down.
Single.
Allen off the play fake. It's complete. He dials up Davis once more. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. This is Breida on the draw. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
3 yards the gain there, second down. And so far, a very nice, methodical opening drive.
This has the feel of a scripted drive that they rehearsed perfectly all week long, and now they're executing it on game day.
So far, Moss. Oh, he's going absolutely nowhere as he is hit behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5. It brings up third down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. And they convert now on 3rd and goal. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Bills take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Let's go. Let's go. Set, hut. Another plan. Mine's 49. 6 man.
They will run for the first time with David Montgomery. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. The numbers on the ground for Montgomery and last week's affair. 11 carries, 65 yards, and a touchdown as well.
And to me, the goal is the exact same thing as last week. Get him the ball early and often. I think he's got another big game in him in this one.
And this will be a Bears first down as the tackle made at the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10. Well, this defense for the Bills, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long, step by step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
Calling about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. To throw his Fields. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down. On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. 39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So here come the Bills out for their second drive. And they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 22.
Mike's 42. Mike's 42.
Throwing to start the drive. Allen. The left side caught by Diggs. And he'll be out right at the 35.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive. He comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You got to just feel a laser focus and confidence about him. And I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
We got 4 down, 4 down.
On first down, here's Breida. This defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
Well, it's hard to have vision as a runner and find a hole when there's nothing but defenders in your way. They stacked that one up really well. But give him credit. Instead of trying to bounce it out and turn it into a big play, which might have turned into a big loss, Kai just took his medicine there and took the 1 yard. Well, Ray, seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half, unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. Either with a linebacker, a corner, a safety, they feel like he can win every battle.
And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there, and the Bears take over. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy? And some play callers, when they go into games, they don't mind calling a lot of screens, and they don't care what down. They were maybe 1 block away from really having something there to start this drive. Good job defensively, go through the blocker and make the tackle on the screen, or that could have gone for maybe 15 or 20 yards.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. David Montgomery, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. Santos with the extra point, and we are tied here in the second quarter. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And the long run into the end zone, and what a run it was. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Edmonds, he's just going to sit on this one, and that'll be a touchback. Back now on offense, the Buffalo Bills. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
On the handoff, this is Breida, and he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. On 2nd and 15 now. Allen, that'll be complete to Breida. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
The Bills on 3rd down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Allen now looks to throw. They'll set up a screen for Breida. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. They'll wind up losing a couple yards here on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. The Bills send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there and handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move the 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
88 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
49, guys. Mike, 49.
Well, first down throw, Fields. A throw left side taken in by Kmet. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Mike's 49.
Now it's Fields.
Watch the curl.
Escaping the pressure right. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Down. All you get is a headache. 40.
Now Fields.
49.
They'll look up here to Allen Robinson. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 22-yard line.
Hey, me and you all day. All right.
Fields now to throw.
I'm coming after you.
And this will be caught by Mooney. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line.
Let's go.
You have to ask the question, where was the help? Because it's a little surprising to me that he'd find that much room to run this close to the end zone. He doesn't quite get there, but he sends his guys up for the first and goal.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10. And he is going to score. It's a pick-6 and a Bills touchdown. So from one end zone all the way to the other. Talk about a turnaround.
And how about the excitement that play generates for his team? Not just the points on the board, but the momentum and taking it from coast to coast, end zone to end zone. What a tremendous play. Now get that man an oxygen tent.
That's your boy Old Mo. You said momentum, right?
Old Mo, I think he's kind of limping across at the end because of that distance, but he made it.
Here comes Justin Fields and the rest of the Bears offense. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown one interception. He wants to balance that off with at least one touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Fields. Hit as he throws. He lost the football. It's loose. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And this is going to be brought back for a Bills touchdown. Bass on for the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. On the return, it's Tariq Cohen. Now Allen Robinson and company gearing up to go again on offense. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? Second quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us, but sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game. To throw again on 2nd down. Fields. That's complete to Mooney. First down now, but the clock continues to move.
49's the mic. Watch 49. Good.
Back to throw. Fields. Very quickly here, and that's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. First down now, but that clock rolling. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. As the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
So from the 36 now, first and 10.
Tackles, tackles.
Here's Fields. Throwing right, and that's complete. Fields going to hurry his guys to the line. Fields on first down. Swings this out here for Cohen. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. 5 yards remain on second down.
Y'all not ready. Hey, 58 is the mic. Go 58 is the mic. Off. It's at lunch.
Fields throwing again.
58 right there. Here we go. Bring it.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Mike's 49. Mike's 49.
Here's Fields.
Come on, boy.
He rifles one that's intercepted. It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it. And the Bills are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. 15 seconds, all that remains for this first half as they come up 1st and 10. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we've reached halftime here in Orchard Park with the Bills taking the lead into the break. Now due to the current time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. The Bears going to see the football first, and they trail here as we get back underway to start this second half. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially. So a net gain. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And right out of the gate, they face what you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start calling back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
On second down now, it's Montgomery. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
From the gun, here's Fields. And he fires one, but incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been any. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over. So here are the Bills to take over. They were winners last week in that game against Kansas City, and they are on top right now as well. They've got it 1st and 10. Allen's throw taken in by Ridley here. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Trips over here. Let's overload.
From just shy of midfield, Allen. A quick throw going to be caught by Diggs.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
I'm going to run you over.
On second down, a run with freedom. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
319! Check, 42's the mic. Ready? 42's the mic, 42's the mic. I want that.
Throwing now is Allen.
Give me that ball. Give me that ball.
And that is incomplete.
The frustration evident there because he couldn't find anyone on third down, and he left no doubt that he was throwing that one away.
And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. That would have been from way downtown. Pretty big roll of the dice, and he comes up a bit short.
Yeah, you knew when you saw the holder setting up on the other side of the 50 that this was going to be a long shot. But to me, there's really no loss here because you've shown confidence in him. Kicking it from a long distance, that'll pay dividends. And the miss, you can shake that one off. It wasn't likely to make it in the first place.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
49.
Fields. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Oh, yeah.
The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Jordan Poyer. There he goes left side. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And a lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And this will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
They told us they got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry up.
Check. 58.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Looking left side, he's got it complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag. Because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run
and get some space.
I smell fear in that offense.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Let's go.
That's a pretty throw right there. That ball's in the air a long time, but it's right on the money on the right sideline. A really good route. Moving the defenders towards the middle of the field before breaking to the sideline. What a completion there. Big-time arm strength. Very nice route.
No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And the Bills have recovered. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. They'll start on the ground with Breida. He'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Yeah, baby.
If you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they create some nice space for him.
And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to 48. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Mike's 4-2. Mike's 4-2.
To throw a Talon. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up fourth down. Now on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
The Chicago offense set to get started. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down.
Coming this way. Here we go.
From the gun, Fields. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Hey, let's get there. 6-6. 49, guys.
Throwing again is Fields. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they'll get this across the midfield stripe, but still winding up short of the first down. They do get 9, but it leads to fourth down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on fourth down.
Zoom.
They snap it to Fields. Over the middle, complete. It's Robinson.
We got this.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
Drop deep. 49's the mic. Watch 49.
Coming right, this is Montgomery on the toss. Punch there, maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this day, has got to be priority one.
All day, every day.
From the 40 now on second down. Fields. Now he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
He is just not at his focus in this game. It's not one drop. It's not two. That's 3 for this contest.
Yeah, uncharacteristic for any NFL receiver, and he's no exception. Open man is Komet, the tight end. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. On first down, Fields. Caught by Montgomery. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
We got to get this stop. 58.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
58.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions. Have them looking at 3rd and 10. And this is caught. And the Bears are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Yeah, he's got Mooney in the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Darnell Mooney, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears have to a 2-score game. touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the lead will be cut down to 14. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Edmonds, he's just going to sit on this one, and that'll be a touchback. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. If they can score here, they have a chance to make this a 3-possession game, and they'll have to put things to bed.
I'm going back to you.
Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the fourth quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure the offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, you have to be blitz coming, and down he goes. That's sacked by Khalil Mack. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward and had a couple of leaps backwards after that play. They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
Mike 42, Mike 42. What we got? What we got? What we got?
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll get this into the hands of Breida. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A big gain there for the Bills. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Mike 42. Let him know, let him know. Let him know, let him know.
He will find Diggs in the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo. Stephon Diggs. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Bills are looking to make it 2 straight as they hang on to this 4th-quarter lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns in 21. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Here's Cohen now to return. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
Here we go.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down. Out of the gun, Fields. Caught out left side by Robinson. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Right over there, right over there. Yeah, yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
Back to throw. Fields. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
On 1st down, it's Fields. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
And he's got a 1st down as the tackle made at the Bills' 29-yard line.
Let's go.
Well, that certainly has to feel good, and it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
And they'll get this down to the 10.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
They'll look to throw again.
Don't get nervous.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Tre'Davious White with a pick. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of his mistakes because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
42's the mic, boys. 42. 42's the mic. Here we go. Here we go.
In his own end zone, it's Allen throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to put inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into the wall right around the line of scrimmage. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10. Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it because there's a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. 111 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Fields. And that is caught. But he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge. Incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Fields. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he will have the Bears first down. It won't be by much. He needed 3, and he got 3, barely. But the mark shows first down. Back to throw. Fields. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he is out of bounds here. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Back to throw again. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
So it's a victory.